In 1975, Jay Appleton proposed a powerful explanation: Prospect-Refuge Theory. Why do we prefer sitting near the window in a cafe? Why do we feel comfortable under the tree looking at the screens up in the field? Why do elevated terraces feel powerful? These preferences are not random. His central claim: we experience landscapes according to evolutionary survival instincts. We are drawn to places where we can see without being seen, where we have prospect and refuge. Today, we explore this idea and why it remains influential in architecture, urban design, and environmental psychology. So Jay Appleton begins by shifting perspective. Landscape is not just scenery, not just aesthetic composition, it is environment. An environment historically means survival. Before cities, before architecture, humans evolved in open savannas and wooded edges. Our perceptual system was shaped there. So aesthetic pleasure may be rooted in biological memory. Landscape preference is not arbitrary taste. It may be adaptive response. So what is a prospect? Prospect means opportunity to see, wide view, clear horizon, visual command, open plains, hilltops, and balconies. Prospect provides information, orientation, and awareness of a movement. From an evolutionary standpoint, seeing potential threats or resources early increase survival chances. This may explain why we enjoy rooftop terraces, panoramic viewpoints, and waterfront promenades, and elevated living rooms. Prospect creates psychological control. And what is a refuge then? Refuge is the opposite condition: protection, enclosure, and concealment. Canvas, tree canopies, arcades, and window alcoves. Refuge owls want to hide or retreat. Without refuge, prospect feels exposed. Without a prospect, refuge feels claustrophobic, like irrational fear of confined places. The ideal environment balances both. We want to observe from safety. So the most satisfying environments combine visibility plus protection. For example, sitting beneath a canopy looking over the plaza, a window seat recessed in a thick wall, a cafe booth with a view of the room. This spatial combination produces comfort. Jay Appleton suggests aesthetic pleasure emerges from this balance. Beauty may be linked to survival geometry. And prospect refuge also explains discomfort. Too much prospect without a refuge, an empty parking lot at night, a fully glazed office floor with no retreat. Too much refuge without a prospect, narrow alleys, windowless corridors, and a dense undergrowth. Environments lacking balance trigger anxiety. Design influences emotional state. Although Appleton focused on landscape, his theory applies directly to architecture. Think of deep window libels, covered terraces, overhanging roofs, and country yards with the perimeter arcades. these create layered thresholds. Even minimal architecture often works through this logic. Solid walls framing descended views, recessed openings, controlled apertures. The wall becomes a refuge, the opening becomes prospect. And urban design also operates through this principle. Public squares succeed when they provide open view, which means prospect. On the other hand, but an edge with the buildings. This means refuge. Arcades, colonnades, and storefront edges create safe perimeters. And parks feel comfortable when trees provide a canopy, and clear sightness remain across the grounds. This theory has influenced environmental psychology, crime prevention design, and even retail planning. And Prospect Refuge theory is influential, but not uncontested. Critics include overemphasis on evolutionary determinism, limited cultural variation analysis, reduction of aesthetic complexity to survival instinct. Human experience is also shaped by culture, memory, symbolism, and narrative. Yet even critics acknowledge its explanatory power. It offers a baseline condition of spatial comfort. And today, in high-density cities, glass towers often maximize the prospect, but offer little refuge. Open-plan offices provide visibility, but reduce enclosure. Digital culture emphasizes exposure. Prospect Refuge reminds us psychological comfort requires layered thresholds. And house design, balconies, screens, courtyards, recessed entries all matter deeply. Even biophilic design references this theory. So next time you enter a cafe, notice where people choose to sit. Rarely in the center. Usually against the wall, in a corner, near a window, under a canopy. Refuge first, prospect and second. Our bodies remember what our minds forgot. Landscape is not just visible and visual pleasure. It is evolutionary memory embedded in a space. So Prospect Refuge theory teaches a simple but powerful lesson. Design is not just a visual composition. It is emotional calibration. The best landscapes and the best buildings all ask to see without feeling exposed. They let us observe while remaining protected. And perhaps the balance is the foundation of spatial comfort itself. Thank you for watching. Hope this summary gave you a deeper understanding of the text and inspired you to explore the original book and discover its ideas in greater depth. Architecture, art, design, and philosophy are vast fields, and what we explore today is only one step on a much longer ladder of knowledge. There are still countless ideas, theories, and visions waiting to be uncovered. If you enjoyed this video and want to continue the exploration, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts or questions in the comments below.